All right.
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If the gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds,
True.
but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets.
True.
Details.
I've skipped it. What do you mean details? That's important.
If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
The knife. The fucking knife. This music is badass. Holy shit. The ladder. It has to be the knife.
The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Why so Cam's razor gotta ruin everything?
What?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
What do you mean the inferior weapon? It's a knife.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
Yeah.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
To throw it all off.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
It was to throw you guys off.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
Oh. Who am I gonna shoot? I'll shoot all of you.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
True.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with him. And yet, they did.
Watch it be aesthetic.
Yeah, okay. Blue means I agree. Okay.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason. Are you out of it? That has nothing to do with anything.
Is it the
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with him.
Oh my god.
And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
To reiterate, both
I'm
the
running out of
rifle and
time.
the
I need to
knife
shoot
were
it
next to the
faster.
victim's body.
Oh my
Yet they
god.
opted for the knife.
Odd
choice.
I'm trying so hard.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics.
Is it
over
not like, am I not supposed to right click?
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer.
No, that's wrong!
The gun did work. Why do I have to be so precise?
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
Yes.
No, they were definitely armed. With the knife.
The knife!
The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
Makes sense.
But then, who did?
The girl did. She was gonna shoot up the school. Wait, was she really?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
Yeah.
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Maybe she wasn't.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
Because she doesn't know how to fucking use a
A
gun.
stealth attack. I bet the killer memorized her AI movement.
Oh, stop saying that.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
The nails.
This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Because she dropped it or she got
Did
unarmed.
something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
The bucket.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
Or it happened in the closet.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks. Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that. But
Oh,
it
girl,
would
it's
explain
past-
the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in...
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep. I
Bleach.
reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yeah, that's where the bleach was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
You good, girl?
Moving on. That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just... You know...
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Agree points. Okay. Okay. It's the bucket.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Damn, what?
fast one
I'm-
and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
Oh, fuck.
She still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
Fuck.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
I can't think. I need to think. I can't just... You can't play this game. Why did the...
That slimy killer fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
That's right. The killer lunged at her and pushed the gun out of her hands.
This sounds risky. What if she saw them and unloaded a bunch of bullets?
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even... Appreciate the support, but you're not...
Oh my god.
That
I'm...
slimy killer
I don't
pulled a
know.
fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
Fuck it. Why not?
That's right. The killer...
This sounds risky.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend.
The victim mistook the killer for a friend.
Why would she bring a gun with her when meeting a friend? There's no evidence she mistook the killer for one.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
No.
But
If they're
she
friends, why would
still
they...
carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
Bruh.
She tried clawing their eyes
Oh
out.
my... I can't... I don't know. I don't...
That slimy
Ah!
fast one and knocked the
I don't even fucking know. Fuck you.
This sounds...
that slimy killer pulled a fast one
Alright,
and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have
Ba-da-da,
a crazy...
Why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend.
The victim mistook the killer...
There's no evidence.
Well, I'm gonna fucking
That
fail.
slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of
Fuck
her
it.
hands.
That's right.
This sounds...
That
I
slimy
literally
killer
have
pulled a
nothing.
fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun.
Why didn't she shoot? I bet that girl.
Didn't even...
Wait, I got it. Hey, I fucking did something. God, I'm... This game is
John
making me
actually
feel
has a point.
stupid.
The victim probably couldn't see what was going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What about the bucket? That's what I've been...
She suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have affected
Yeah.
and blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded with bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
Nah.
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
Watch it be.
Not yet.
Seriously?
The relationship.